All right, so now I'm going to show you a little bit more about views in Airtable. So far we did a few different views here and filtered, but they're all grid views. So I want to show you how you can create other types of views here. And it's all going to be pulling from this data like we talked about. So if we go ahead and do a gallery view, so it's going to load, and now it's just going to be a gallery of all of our data here. And then this is where filtering comes in as well. So let's say we want to, view a gallery of, where the state here is North Carolina. So here we just have a North Carolina gallery. And then here you can customize the cards to show different information here. So we have first name, last name, city, and then we maybe want to add the state as well. And then you can also change the order of the way things are being displayed. So let's say we want to add the city and state here at the top. So you can group and filter in the same exact way. Sorry, not group, you can filter in the same exact way. Grouping is not available in galleries the same way it's available here in grids. So this is just a different way to display the data. You can kind of drag and drop depending on the order that you want, and then you can click into that user and edit information. Let's say there were 30 more data points about the customer. You could have those hidden, and then when you click in, you could see everything. So let's say we customize the card and the last name was hidden. If you click in, you can see it's a hidden field, and you can still see that field when you click in. Okay, great. The next one that we can look at is the Kanban view, and this is kind of like Trello if you've ever used Trello before. Let me first though, let's go to all of our data. And let's say this is, a CRM, customer relationship management system that we're building. And, we have our leads here. Let's say all of this is leads of potential customers. And we want to go ahead and add a, let's say a status of these customers, where they are in the sales cycle. So we're selling to them. And let's make it a single select field. And let's add an option. So let's say lead. Let's add another option of, interested, let's say purchased, and then let's say not interested. And we can change these colors a little bit if we want to green, purchased, red, interested, maybe orange, and lead, that's fine. So let's go ahead and save. So now, we can go ahead and I'm just going to show you quickly how to, so if you put lead in and then you go to the bottom right of that cell, we can drag that down and it'll automatically fill in that data for all the customers you're dragging it down. And I'm only doing this just to kind of create some dummy data for us to work with. So let me just drag down interested, and then let me drag down purchased. We do some for not interested. And then let me do lead. And just drag that down for the rest. Okay, so now we have a status for all of our data here. So now if we go to our view creation tool here at the bottom, and we want to create a Kanban view. Here it's going to ask us to choose the grouping field. So in our case, we want to do it on status. And we'll go ahead and click done. And perfect. So here you can see we have our lead, interested, purchased, and not interested. And we can also change the order if you want. You can see by changing the order, it's going to change the order of the select fields in the status, in the single select, but that's fine. We'll put it back to this order. This is the order that makes the most sense. Here, just like the gallery view, you can edit the information that's being shown for each person here. And then you can drag them over. So if this person goes from a lead to interested and then interested to purchased, we can keep dragging them over, and then that field is going to get updated in that data. So if we go to all data, this Joey Whedon would now be in the purchased. Purchased would be the field in that single select data type for that person. You can also create new single select fields. So let's say we want to go ahead and create very interested, and we wanted to have kind of different levels of interest. We could just go ahead and create that. So new stacks. And then there's also this uncategorized field. So let's say it didn't have a status and we just left it blank. It would be here in uncategorized. And the same way that we can filter in other views, we can add a filter here. Let's say same thing. We only want to look where the state is California. So here, we can see California sales process. So let's say you have a sales rep that's only working in California. Here you can see all the leads that are in California, everyone who's purchased, and everyone who's not interested. So in the same way that you can filter in the gallery and in the grid view, you can do the same thing in the Kanban view. You can sort in the same way. So hopefully that's helpful to kind of understand how Kanban works and how different views can kind of work together and are connected to each other. One other thing that I wanted to point out is just to remember that all of these views in the data is only connected to this imported table. So let's just say customers or prospects. They're not connected to this table here. Now, later on, I'll show you how to connect data between different tables and even different bases. But for now, you just need to know that the data in one table, we can create views off that data. And if you want to connect it to other tables of data, then we have to do relations or sync a base. So we can do more of that later on. I just wanted to point that out if you're curious how that worked.